Okay, welcome everybody. So we've had requests of a gentle heart opening class with a bit of chanting in the mix. So let's begin seated. So just get yourselves comfortable. And let's just connect to the heart space. So this is the part of the body we're going to be opening this evening. So just maybe closing the eyes and just start to become aware of your breathing. So just make sure the spine feels kind of free and spacious and in its neutral curve. So just check your positioning, that you're not leaning too far forward, too far back, more to one side than the other. Find that central axis of the spine. Releasing, relaxing the lower body, the legs as best we can. And just bring awareness to breath. Bring awareness to the movement of your body with the breath. And especially around the chest area and the heart space, so just where you perceive the heart to be, kind of more or less in the center. The physical heart's more or less in the center of the chest, slightly offset to the left. But we also have our kind of spiritual heart, which you can also perceive more in the subtle energy body. Where is the heart of your being, the center, the heart center of your being? Kind of moving your awareness to there and feeling like your breath is kind of radiating out from this part of you, creating space. So in the Yoga Sutras, there's this word jyoti, which means kind of a sorrowless light that's found in the heart space. Endless, sorrowless light. It's like the part of us, the light that never goes out. At our center, at our heart center. Just connecting with this part of your being, breathing from that place, creating space for that part of you to be revealed more. It's always there. And we'll just begin with sound, and we'll use the seed mantra for the heart chakra, which is yam. So it's a bit like om, but yam. Kind of, it would be spelled Y-A-M. We'll just do 3 yams. So on Zoom, the sound might cut out, so that just from my yam, but just you take it for the whole of your exhale. Just we're going to do it 3 times, breathing in, and then a yam for the entire exhale. So just do 3 in your own time. So just taking a deep breath in. And just doing 2 more in your own time and really feeling it like a vibration in your heart center. When you have completed your 3, just kind of rest in the vibrations or silence that follows, but feeling it in your heart, still reverberating around. And let's just start to bring gentle movement to the body. So we've got a bit of a focus on the upper back, chest area. So we'll just begin to move the neck with the breath, very gentle, moving with the breath. Okay, so inhale here with the head in neutral. Exhale, just start to bring the chin towards the chest, feeling that stretch on the back of the neck. And as you inhale this time, we're going to stretch the chin up towards the ceiling. We don't need to throw the head all the way back, just stretching the front. And exhale back down. So just continuing with your breath up and down a few times. So this is a less is more approach. It might feel like we're not doing much, but these simple moves, when done mindfully, gently with breath awareness, can really shift things within us quite profoundly, release tension, and slow it down, be present. Notice differences on the right and left side of the neck. Next time you inhale to the center, just exhale, pause. And then again, inhaling with the head neutral, exhale, turn to look over your right shoulder. Again, moving gently, slowly with the breath. And inhale your way back to the center. And exhale to the left. And especially if you've got stuff going on around the neck and the shoulders, go super gentle. Just don't push outside of your pain free zone. Stay within your pain-free range of movement. You've got injuries, just keep that going. And again, attentive to differences between the left and the right, points of resistance. And then next time you come back from the left, just again, inhale back to the center or exhale at the center. And then we're going to drop the chin towards the chest, so only the head moves, not the rest of the spine. On an inhale, we're going to roll the chin up the left collarbone, all the way up to like a quarter circle, up to pointing up to the corner of the top of the room, and then exhale back to the center. Inhale up to the quarter circle, up to the top corner of the other side. Exhale back. So just enjoy these stretches. We're trying to stretch different parts of the neck. Freeing tension. Keep the jaw relaxed, no gap between the teeth. And next time you come up to the left, we're going to complete the circle. We're just going to take it in full circles now. Taking it up and over and down, all the way around. Nice and slow. Super present, keeping the breath flowing. Doesn't need to match the movement in any way now, but just slow, regulated, mindful breath. Grindy sounds are normal, don't worry. Don't rush through the tight areas. Keep the pace slow. And at some point when the chin comes back down to the chest, just change the direction and do more or less the same number the other side. Check you're still breathing fully. When you feel that you've done about the same in both directions, and when you complete the final round, just come back to neutral. We're just going to take a few breaths here just to breathe that through. So if you're still going, don't rush, just take your time. And just notice any shift you feel in your head, your neck, your jaw. And then just take your fingertips out either side. Come back. And take an inhale at the center, nice and straight in the spine, and just drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Reaching the right fingertips out the other way, as far as they'll go. We can lift up the left hand, take it over the right ear, gently pull on the skin below the ear away from the right shoulder. This is optional. And slowly release the head. Bring that left hand down, gently move the head back to the center. Inhale here. Exhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And walking those left fingertips away in the opposite direction. And if you wish for more, lifting the right hand, taking it over the left ear. Fingers gently pulling up on the neck, below the lobe. Left shoulder dropping, spine upright in the center. Deep breaths. And then slowly release the right hand. We'll move on to the shoulders in a moment, but just before we do, just do one more seed sound here. We'll do the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is hum. So again, we'll just do 3, just the same as before, and feel it as a vibration swirling around this part of the body. So we're really freeing it with the movements and now internally with the sound. Okay, so again, whenever you're ready, just take a deep breath in. And it's a hum. All the way out with your exhales 3 times. Again, when you're done, just pause for a few breaths, feeling the subtle effects around the throat, the neck, chest. Let's just do a couple of shoulder openers seated, and then we'll change position. So just bringing the hands out in front of you. And inhale, open wide. Exhale, cross the left arm over the right and either hold your opposite shoulder or, if you wish, Garudasana. If you're in Garudasana, lift the elbows, press the hands forward, lift the chin. If you're holding the opposite shoulder, you can draw the chin in. Breathe into the upper back, opening the space behind the heart now. When we do heart opening, this is part of heart opening, space behind the heart. Breathe into that space, behind that left shoulder blade. Usually there's a lot of congestion. And on your next exhale, lower the elbows, release, open wide again, stretch through the pericardium, fingertip to fingertip. Big inhale here, and as you exhale, right arm on top of left, either hug the shoulder, drop the chin, or Garudasana arms, wrapping the forearms in the palms, pressing the hands forward away from the face, keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders, and keeping that chin lifted. Either way, direct your breath. Yawning is a great sign. Direct your breath into the upper back. And yawning is really the body releasing tension, which is what these stretches will do. And then releasing. If you need to, just move. If things are shifting and you need to just move in between stretches, then do. Okay, we'll just do one more here. We'll just interlace the fingers in front of the chest and keep a bend in the elbows, and it's like you're trying to pull the fingers apart. So it's like you're holding a big beach ball. There's an angle in the arms at the elbows, like almost like a round shape with corners. And then draw the chin towards the chest. And breathe into the upper back, trapezius, on the top of the shoulders. So it's like we're tractioning, we're pulling the fingers. And then end of your next exhale, lifting the head again, releasing the hands. We'll just come onto our hands and knees, so just in your own time, find your way. We've been seated a little while, so let's just open up the back of the legs. So stretch your right foot behind you and come onto the ball of the foot, maybe taking the hands slightly in front of the shoulders and really just push that right heel backwards. Opening up the lower leg, the calf. And then drawing that knee back in. Just swap sides. On the ball of the left foot, pressing the heel backwards. You get a gentle, or it might not be gentle, it might be quite intense, but a stretch on the back of the calf and the lower calf. And then bringing that left knee in, bringing both knees underneath the hips, hands back underneath the shoulders if you move them, and come into your cat-cows. And inhale into the cow, dropping the belly, looking up to your eyebrows. Exhale into the cat, tailbone under, stretch that spine up to the ceiling. Just flow with your breath. Feel the heart opening of the cow, and feel the back of the heart opening in the cat. And you can keep this going, but if it feels nourishing, like it would serve you this evening, then feel free to go into that more intuitive flow, that fascia interconnectivity wisdom, where the body might not want to move in that linear up and down way. It might just want to get into some tight spots with its own intuitive way of moving more sinuously, and it might not. Cat-cow might be working brilliantly for you. So just doing what serves you best here. Maybe getting the head and the neck involved again. The shoulders, bending the elbows. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Just take a pause, take a couple of breaths just to breathe again, that through. When we start releasing, it's good to just come to these moments of stillness, just breathe it through. And then we'll come to a wide knee child's pose. So keep the big toes touching, take the knees wide, sink the hips down onto the heels, stretch the hands forward, release the forehead to the floor. And just soften the belly here. Breathe the belly into the thighs. Stretching into the lower back, inner thighs. If you know Ujjayi breath, this can be really supportive of opening up the throat, chest area, breathing with sound. And inhale your way back up to tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're just going to move with the legs now, so cat-cow, but with the legs. So as you inhale, take the right leg up behind you and look up, so it's a little bit of a back bend. And as you exhale, draw the knee and the head together underneath you. So again, inhale into the cat, opens the front of the heart. Exhale into the cat, opens the back of the heart. Flow with your breath. The next time you inhale to come up, pause, and either stay here, so it's like you're making a bow shape, a crescent shape with the body, or take the tiger stretch. So bend the right knee, heel to the buttock, take the left hand back, hold the top of the foot, and push the foot into the hand to draw that left shoulder back. This is totally optional. It's quite a strong stretch. So if it's too much, a strong back bend. If it's too much, don't do this. Just keep the leg and arm extended. One more breath. We're looking up, pressing through that right hand. And then release, extend again. Bring everything down. And if you wish, take a little child's pose between sides, or just do a couple of cat-cows. Keeping the pace relatively slow this evening. Mindful movement. And then let's go to the other side. So when you're ready, coming back up. And as you inhale, stretch the left leg out and look up, opening the front of the chest, and exhale, head to the knee underneath. Focusing on the back of the heart here, the front of the heart as we inhale into the cow, the leg extended. Exhale, opening the back of the heart, knee to chest. Flowing with the breath. And on the fourth time, you extend, pause, stay here for a few breaths, or bend that left leg, take hold of the top of the left foot with the right hand and push the left foot into the right palm to draw the right shoulder back, looking up, pressing actively down through the left hand. Deep breaths. And then release, extend, bring everything down, come back to neutral, take a moment, and then we'll come into Anahatasana. So again, our heart opener here. So keep the hips above the knees, start to walk the hands out. You can stay here more active, but if it's available, soften the chest towards the floor, coming onto the forehead to the floor, or even the chin, or place a block under the forehead. And breathe into both the front of the heart, also the back of the heart here, open. Deepening the breath. And then pressing through the hands, walking the hands back. Hands just in front of the shoulders, tucking the toes, finding our downward dog. Looking back towards the feet, walking it out if you need, spreading the toes, spreading the fingers. And just really feel like you're breathing from that heart space again, breathing into both the front and the back of the heart, radiating out from our endless, sorrowless light center, part of our being. Couple more deep breaths. And at the end of your next exhale, look forward, bring the feet towards the hands, so walk or step. Take a forward fold, so with the feet underneath the hips, hang over your legs, keeping the legs strong. And today we'll take Padangustasana, so you might need to bend the knees. We'll take the first two fingers and thumb around the big toe. Inhale, look up and lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold. So keep the knees as bent as you need to find that connection. And we're kind of pressing the big toe with the thumb. So the tip of the thumb is pressing into the tip of the big toe. We've got an even weight distribution in the feet, more or less, but you can kind of almost press a little bit more actively through the toes. So we're really pressing that big toe into the fingers underneath. Stay here, or Padahastasana. So if we're transitioning, inhale, straightening the arms, look up, and then one at a time, lift the sole of the foot and slide the hand underneath the sole of the foot. So your sole of the foot presses against the palm. It might be that you're only just on the fingertips, that's fine. Eventually, you might be closer to the inner wrist. Bend the knees as much as you need to make some kind of connection here between the toes and the hands to seal the circuitry of the body. Release the back of the neck. So even when we're doing forward folds, we can still have a heart opening focus, the back of the heart. Again, have the weight a little bit more in the toes without feeling like you're going to topple forward, pressing the toes into the hands. On your next inhale, straighten the arms, look up, lengthen the spine, one at a time, release the hands, stand towards the floor, walk the feet out towards the edges of the mat, toes out probably, and sink the hips down into Malasana squat. Bring the hands together if available, or keep them on the floor in front of you. Lifting up through the spine, elbows pressing the inner thighs. Take some deep breaths here. This is a chest opener, slight Back bend feeling in the spine eventually. Nice open chest. Great. And then taking the weight forward, kind of planting the hands back into the mat, pressing through the legs, lifting the hips and walking them back in. We're going to just take the left foot between the hands and step the right foot back and bring the right knee down towards the floor. So we end up in a crescent moon lunge. You can come onto the top of that left foot, drawing the shoulders back, drawing the chest forward. And just pause here, just settling into the shape. Again, kind of moving between front, chest and back. So front of heart, back of heart. If you want to use blocks, this could be quite handy here to bring the floor a bit closer. We're just going to inhale here and exhale, take the hips back, bringing the toes up towards the ceiling and fold over the front shin and just moving with the breath. So a few times, inhale, come back into the crescent moon, drawing the shoulders back, looking up. Exhale into that half splits. So those slow, mindful movements. Again, just do that a couple more times with your breath, really trying to open up fully into each shape with the breath. Next time you come forward into the crescent moon, you can stay here with the fingertips on the floor or the blocks, or you can kind of activate at your core and inhale into the full posture of taking the hands up, palms together. Have a sense of lift through the spine, big chest opener. If you're feeling quite open in the spine, you could even take the fingertips back a little bit, following the fingers with the gaze, but always extending through the spine. Beautiful. Inhale back to the vertical. Exhale, take the hands down. Plant the hands on the floor, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and we'll just pause here. You could be on the blocks again. We're in the low lunge now. That left knee is above the left ankle. Just pausing here, activating the back leg. And then planting the hands and just stepping back into downward dog. So we've got this word gentle this evening, but if gentle is not, if you're wanting more dynamic, feel free to put some vinyasas in if you're just feeling like you want to flow a bit. There's an opportunity here for a vinyasa if you wish. Otherwise, just pausing in downward dog or child's pose if you want to be really gentle this evening. Okay, and then we'll go to the other side. So looking forward and in your own way, bringing that right foot forward between the hands. So come to your knees and bring it forward if you need, and lower the left knee to the floor. So have your blocks if you feel that's going to help. Fingers on the floor of the block, drawing the shoulders back, opening the chest, just establishing the posture here. And then we're going to flow with the breath. So we take an inhale here, and then we exhale, moving back to the half splits, toes to the shin, folding forward. And just moving between those postures. Inhale to come forward, really finish the posture by shoulders back, chest forward, looking up. Exhale, half splits, really activate the right foot, toes to the ceiling. So we're looking to do about 4, depending on the pace of your breath. I did 4 last time. So the next time you come forward, we're going to pause. So just try and do roughly the same amount of times you did on the other side. And again, you can stay here or squeezing the inner thighs together, dropping the tailbone. We're going to inhale, raise the hands, and develop it into Anjali Asana. So you should feel this as a chest opener. If we want to develop that again, really dropping that tailbone, drawing the lower belly in, extending through the spine, we can turn it into a little bit more of a back bend by taking the fingertips back, looking towards the fingers, always lifting out of the pelvis through the spine. Or just stay vertical. Inhale, come back to the vertical. Exhale, release the hands down. Tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee. So we're on the ball of the back foot. You're up on the fingertips or on the blocks. Just pause here in the low lunge for a moment. And then planting the hands. Again, you can come back to child's pose or downward dog, or there is that opportunity to flow if you wish. through a vinyasa. Take some deep breaths wherever you end up. Child's pose, downward dog. And at the end of your exhale, look forward, walk or step the feet to the hands. Take an inhale to look up and lengthen the spine. Exhale to drop the head. Press through the feet. Inhale, raise the hands above the head. And exhale, hands back to the sides, mountain pose. And just take a moment here. We've been doing a lot of kind of front opening, back opening. So just find that neutral spine again, feeling the crown of the head above the center of the pelvic floor, the shoulders, the ears, the hips and the ankles in line, tailbone dropping. Neutral pelvis. And breathe, connect to your breath, find that ujjayi breath, that constriction of the throat muscles, back of the throat, create the audible quality to the breath. Okay, and then from here we're going to try another shoulder opener. So if it's available, come into that reverse namaste, where we slide the fingertips up the spine, bring the palms together. If it's not available, hold your opposite elbow or opposite wrist, whatever you can find. We're going to keep the right foot in front and step the left foot back, not too far. Heels roughly in line. You can move the right foot out a foot's width to the right, hips face forward. Inhale, look up, using your little fingers to press the back of the heart open. Now exhale, take a forward fold over that front leg. Dropping the head. Now opening the back of the heart again. But this hand position is opening the shoulders, the chest, shoulder girdle. Feel like you're squeezing the inner thighs together, almost scissoring the legs, like drawing the right hip back, left hip forward. One more breath. And then inhale, look up, straightening the spine. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. And again, blocks could be handy here, because again, we're just going to do that gentle flowing with the breath. So we're going to inhale, look up from here, and just come onto the ball of the back foot now. And exhale, come into the low lunge that we've already been in. So you might need to widen your feet, take the back foot back, because we want to work with the right knee over the ankle. And then we inhale, straighten the right leg, bring the toes to the ceiling, drop the head, and exhale back into the low lunge. Just do this a couple more times. Inhale back into this light, wider version of the pyramid pose, and exhale into the low lunge, knee over the ankle. Make sure you really draw up the head as you fold over that front shin, and open the chest as best you can, chin forward on the low lunge. And then next time you come back, step the right foot back to join the left. So we're in the downward dog. Take child's pose if you wish, or move through the vinyasa. If you're on the blocks at this stage, you probably want to just bring the hands back to the floor. Take some nice, slow, deep, neutralizing breaths between sides. And then we'll come into the other side the same way. So at the end of your next exhale, look forward, walk or step, or maybe even jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise the hands. Exhale, hands to the sides. Let's take a moment here. And then when you're ready, find that reverse namaste again. So wriggling the fingers together up the spine, or holding the opposite wrist or elbow. If you're in reverse namaste, really try and press the base of the hands together. Step the right foot back this time, maybe moving the left foot out to the left slightly, hips face forward. Inhale, find that front opening, that chest opening, that heart opening, and look up, and exhale, fold, dropping the head. Keep pressing the heel of the hands towards each other if you're in the prayer position. Bend the front knee if you need. Squeeze the inner thighs together, Scissor the thighs, scissor the legs, left hip moving back, right hip moving forward, although nothing's moving, but that sense. Breathe deep. Keep drawing the shoulders back and down. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, release the hands to the floor or your blocks and step the right foot back a little bit. And we'll actually start in the low lunge. I think it works better to begin in the low lunge. So bend that left knee so that it's over the ankle so that we can just check we've got the right position here. So we're going to do the opposite breath this time. We're going to inhale in the low lunge, looking forward, and exhale, bring the toes up towards the shin, dropping the head towards the shin. Really drop the head. And then inhale back. So just find your own flow with this, nice slow movements, and exhale, straighten the front leg toes to the shin, drop the head. 4 times with your breath. And next time you come back, or the 4th time you come back, if your hands are on blocks, you can bring them back to the floor, plant them on the floor, step the left foot to join the right foot, come straight to child's pose or downward dog, or another chance to move through that flow. I'm not feeling it at all this evening, but if you are, great. Okay, relax the neck, slow deep breath. And then at the end of your next exhale, look forward, walk, step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale to look up, exhale to fold. Inhale, raising the hands above the head, reach and stretch. Exhale, hands to the side. And again, just take one of those pauses, just breathing it through, noticing how you're feeling, reconnecting to your breath. Ujjayi breath, if available. Okay, we'll just do a balance and a forward fold, and then we'll come down to the floor for some gentle stretches. So a relatively gentle balance. Balancing on the left leg first, feel the hips stable. We're going to pick up the right foot and bring the right heel to the buttock and hold the right foot, top of the foot with the right hand. If you can, hold the top of the foot with both hands. And then see if you can draw the right knee back in line with the left knee. If possible, we can draw the shoulders back again to open the front of the chest. Almost pushing the hips forward slightly, but not too much, just a sense. Or just making sure we're not doing the opposite. Squeeze the heel to the buttock. Okay, you can stay here. If you feel it, if you want to, you could come to this kind of modified version of the dancer's pose where we hold the right foot with both hands, but we start to take the heel away from the buttock. So we activate the right leg and draw the heel back. This is a big heart opener. And you can tip the weight forward slightly. This is totally optional, otherwise stay upright. And after a few breaths, come back the way you went. Come back to squeezing the heel in towards the buttock one more time, and then release the foot back down. So a big opening for the whole of the front body, from the thigh, the hip, the chest, the shoulder. Let's take a moment between sides. And when you're ready, switching to the right leg. So right leg awareness, right hip stability, bending the left knee, taking the left hand back to hold the top of the foot. Squeeze the heel to the buttock, take the right hand back to hold it as well if available, otherwise right hand on hip. See if we can get the left knee more or less in line with the right, drop the tailbone. Draw the shoulders back to open the chest, if it's comfortable in the shoulders. Stay here, or again, holding the top of the foot with both hands, we explore what it's like to press the foot into the hands, which will draw both shoulders back, will become a strong chest opener, maybe tipping the weight forward slightly, but not too much. And really take the breath into the chest, whichever version you're in, just standing vertical or coming into the dancer's pose, take the breath into the upper chest, touch the collarbones with the breath. If you're in dancer's pose, come back through the first position, squeezing the heel to the buttock, dropping the knee, and releasing the foot down. And, take a moment. Okay, we'll just do one standing forward fold. Step to face the long edge of the mat. Nice wide stance. And bring the hands to the hips. So again, we start it with the front opener, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, forward fold. When you get to your deepest fold, release the hands to the floor, drop the head, back of the neck long, sides of the neck long, legs strong and stable, feet active. Breathe deep. If you want to turn this into a shoulder opener, from here, just bring the hands up to the lower back, interlace the fingers, and then bring those hands up and over. Different variation. Or just keep the hands on the floor as you are. Either way, the neck is long, the crown of the head descends. If you've got the hands on the floor, on your next inhale, look up and straighten the arms. And exhale, bring the hands to the hips. And then everybody now on your next inhale, coming up. If you've got the hands interlaced, lead with the knuckles. If the hands are interlaced, open the hands wide. And exhale, hands to the side. Just take a moment. Feeling a bit lightheaded, take a moment for the blood to flow the normal way. Walk the feet in. And we're just going to, we'll come down to downward dog and turn it into a stretch. So we're just going to transition down through downward dog one last time. Okay, so standing at the front of your mat, so my head's off shot. We're going to inhale, stretch the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, just straight to downward dog. If you really want that extra vinyasa, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, we're going to come into the pigeon. Taking a couple more breaths here. So on your next inhale, look forward and bring your right knee forward behind the right wrist. You can come onto your knees first if that's easier for you. So shin is across the body, right knees behind the right wrist, and then we tuck the back toe under, walk the back foot back, and we pad as we need to pad. So maybe something underneath the right hip, maybe something underneath the whole of the groin area. And then just feel this for yourself. You could take the hands forward, stay here. You could bring the hands back, make it into a little bit more of a chest opener for a few breaths. This is the more pigeon chest version of the pigeon. But then eventually we're going to turn it into a back of the heart opener. So at some point, you start to walk the hands forward as far as is right for you. It might be just that you want to keep the arms straight. If available, we bring the hands down to the floor and the head to be supported on the back of the hands or on a block. If pigeon isn't right for you for any reason, come onto your back and thread the needle. Okay, just coming into some stretches now. But remember this word gentle. So if it all just feels so intense that you can't relax, modify it in some way. Come up, pad, or even come out of the posture. Just being gentle with yourself. Less is very often more. Pressing lightly through the top of the left foot, flexing the right foot if you can. Relaxing the shoulders and the back. Relaxing the belly, relaxing the jaw and the face. And then really direct your awareness into the back of the heart. Opening the space beneath the left shoulder blade. And at the end of your next exhale, lifting the gaze, walking the hands back, and just press through the hands, tuck the back toe under, and slide that right knee to join the left. If you want, you could take a downward dog at this point, or you could just stretch the right leg back like we did at the start, and the ball of the right foot just pressing the heel to the back of the room. So just opening up the back of that right leg, downward dog, or just in this one-legged stretch. And then come back to your knees or return to downward dog if you want to come in the same way. And we'll come to the other side. So looking forward, sliding that left knee behind the left wrist, shin across the front of the body. Make sure you're not sitting on the left heel. Tuck the right toes under, walk the right foot back, and bring yourself onto the top of the right foot pad as you need underneath that left hip. So again, you might wish to, with our theme today, start with the front opener. It's a bit more intense. So if you just want to skip this bit, that's fine. But if you want, then you bring the hands further back, you draw the shoulders back, and there's a sense of lifting up through the spine. Feeling the proud pigeon chest. And then after a few breaths there, coming into the main event, the reclined pigeon. So taking the hands forward, making sure the head, if possible, is supported on something, whether that's a brick, your hands, the floor. And then we just go through that scan of the body to see if we're gripping, holding onto tension anywhere, maybe in the belly, maybe deep in the belly, maybe around the upper back, maybe in the jaw and the neck. Release any tension you find that doesn't need to be there. Deepen the breath, soften the belly. Breathe into the back of the heart. And at the end of your next exhale, lifting the head, walking the hands back in, tucking that back toe under. And again, sliding that left knee back, maybe coming to downward dog if that feels good, or stretching the left foot back so you're on the ball of the left foot, stretching the heel to the wall behind you. So just find your way to open the back of that left leg. And then from there, just coming down onto your knees and lowering yourself to your belly. So come to lie on your belly and just take a moment to rest the forehead on the back of the hands, wobble the hips a little bit, and just soften the belly into the support of the floor. So we're just going to, for the next part of the class, do some gentle heart openers, gentle back bends. We've kind of opened the hips nicely. We'll move on to some back bends, and then we'll finish with some just lovely counter postures. Okay, so just from here, coming into the Sphinx, so just bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders with the arms parallel and the fingers spreading. And we're in a gentle back bend. If you want to make it more gentle, elbows more forward, but there's still some kind of action in the body. So we're pressing through the forearms, we're almost pulling back through the forearms and the hands. We're drawing the shoulder blades together and down the spine, relaxing the buttocks, but pressing the pubic bone down to maybe feel a slight subtle lift in the lower belly. Just taking the gaze forward, breathing really as deeply as you can into that front body, feeling the front ribs really opening here and stretching intercostal muscles. Lungs expanding into that space of creating deep breaths. They'll expand more into the front body than the back here, given the nature of the posture. Just allow that to happen. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower the front spine down, vertebra by vertebra. And just bring the forehead onto the back of the hands again. Wobble the hips if you need. And then from here, we'll do that releasing posture. So you can bring the right arm down by the right side and take the left arm out to the left with the elbow in line with the shoulder and the palm down. So it's like cactus arm on the floor, and look towards your left arm. And then slide your left knee up towards your left elbow. So there's a bend in the left leg. You just slide it up so the inner left ankle is towards the floor. You can do what you like with the right arm. I just like to have it just passive by my side. If this doesn't feel relaxing, if it's too intense on your inner thigh and the hip, just keep the left leg straight, just stay resting with the forehead on the back of the hands. But ideally we feel this as a release in that lower back, that quadratus lumborum muscle, around the hip and the thigh. Belly soft, feel the belly breathing into the support of the floor. Right thigh soft. And then slowly slide that left knee back down. Swap your arms over, so bring the left arm just by the side, take the right arm out into that cactus shape and turn to face the left. So your right elbow is in line with the right shoulder. Look towards the right arm, slide your right knee up towards the right elbow, inner right ankle towards the floor. Take some deep breaths, checking the belly still releasing and soft. And then slowly sliding that right knee down. Just bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself back up nice and gently. Does everybody here have a bolster? Or if anybody doesn't have a bolster, just give me a wave. Okay, I think we're good. So take your bolster. We're going to do a couple of passive back bends using the bolster. You have a choice here. If you want to make this more restorative, prop the end of your bolster up with a brick, a firm brick, or maybe two, one on the higher setting and then one in the middle on the medium setting. Or if you want a stronger back bend, just have the bolster flat on the floor. If you don't have a bolster, people joining with the recording, you can use a brick underneath your shoulder blades, lower part of your shoulder blades, or a blanket or a cushion or anything just to elevate the chest. So if we're using the bolster, we're going to come into the Supta Baddha Konasana. So bringing the soles of the feet together, the knees wide, supporting with blankets or cushions or blocks underneath the outer thighs if you need, bringing the bolster to touch the sacrum or a slight gap is okay, and then lying the spine up the bolster. Maybe you might feel you need an extra padding under the head, some of you, like a blanket or a low block. So if it feels too much of a heart opener with the bolster flat on the floor, again, prop the end up with something, so it's less of an incline. Or more of an incline, actually. More of an incline, less of a button. Okay, so we've got the palms facing up towards the ceiling. Gravity is drawing the elbows and the shoulders down towards the ground, and this is giving us a lovely passive opening on front of the chest. The buttocks are on the floor. If the Baddha Konasana legs is too intense for you, feel free to straighten the legs or bend the knees, feet on the floor. Our main focus here is the upper chest, the heart opening. So just as we did at the start, seated, bring your awareness to your physical heart location, just off center. And then kind of shift your awareness to that more subtle inner perception of where you perceive your spiritual heart to be. And it might be the same place, but it might be slightly different. Just trust your intuition, see where your awareness goes. And just imagine this like bright pinprick of light just shining from this center. And as we breathe from this part of our being, it's like we can start to expand that light. That light is limitless anyway, but we can expand our experience of it and focusing on it with our breath, with our awareness, relaxing as much of the body as you can relax here, feeling the back settle into the supported bolster, whatever support you're using. Feeling the belly stretch, rib cage stretching open, the heart space stretching open, the pericardium, the encasing of the heart stretching, the upper chest stretching. Check there's a gap between your teeth, the face is relaxed. As we're about halfway through our posture here, just notice where in the body is resisting to letting go, to softening into the support beneath it. And without any expectation or judgment, just resting your awareness in these areas of the body with a loving, compassionate feeling, sense, energy. Just inviting a release when that part of the body feels safe to release. No pressure then. But often these parts of the body, they just want our awareness, our attention. So acknowledging them can often be the first stage of the releasing, the possibility of release. Acknowledging the pockets of tension in the body, tightness, holding, gripping. And just trusting they're there for a reason. Protection. And there's a wisdom to when the body's ready to let them go. Check your jaw again. So your jaw release, gap between the teeth, tongue broad and soft in the mouth. Maybe just taking a couple of deeper breaths just to draw this posture to a close and start to think about coming out. So I find the easiest way here is to just lift one knee up to the center. So if you lift your left knee up to the center, then you can roll to the right. This is if you're in Baddha Konasana, and press yourself up on the right. I'm going to come straight into another back bend. If your back's giving you any issues, then you can just lie on the floor in Baddha Konasana legs without the prop. But otherwise, I think we've all got a bolster. I'm going to give you an invitation of this one. It might not be for everybody. I've been really enjoying it for my upper back shoulder release. So it involves sitting on your bolster. So it's best if you've got a firm bolster. If your bolster's quite squishy, this might not work. And you have to get the position right I've just got my legs bent either side of the bolster, and I want the end of the bolster to be kind of behind the ribs, behind the shoulder blades, as if like when we do with the block, we have the block, so the upper edge of the block's touching the lower edge of the shoulder blades. It's that kind of position, so the shoulders are free and dropping down and the head is free. But you have to kind of fiddle, because usually there's a perfect sweet spot where it just feels really good. Like for me, I need to come up a little bit. So it's more actually on the whole of my shoulder blades today. It's different every day. So you can try this. You might feel too compressed in the neck. You might need something else underneath the neck. It might feel just like it's not doing very much, or you don't like it, in which case you can return to the previous posture or just lie on the floor in Supta Baddha Konasana. Or maybe take the supported bridge with the block under the sacrum. If anybody needs any guidance, feel free to unmute. So it's a kind of a one I haven't taught much, because I don't think I've ever taught it actually, or maybe once or twice, but it's something I've been doing a lot recently. So I'm hoping you feel the benefits. A big opening in more towards the upper chest, around the sternum. Release the shoulders. And now we have the bolster pressing into the back of the heart. It's like stimulating, pressing the back of the heart forward to encourage this opening of the front of the heart. As you breathe, notice how the expansion increases the stretch on the front of the chest, but also increases the pressure of the back pressing into the bolster. So it's almost like we're getting a bit of a massage into the space behind the heart here. A bit of pressure, acupressure maybe. So deep breaths. Ujjayi breath can be really effective in this posture, because it draws the breath more into that upper thoracic cavity. So you get more of that sense of opening on the front body and pressure on the back body. So we're going to think about coming out. So the best way again is to roll to one side. It's quite a lot for your abdominals to come straight up from here. So just with kind of a bit of control, using your hands for control, just roll to one side. Obviously you've got to come down off that small height, so just go steady. Press yourself up gently. And just move the bolster out of the way for a moment, just a quick time check. Okay, so we'll come into some lovely forward fold counter poses. We'll just do a little twist. So using the bolster again, a really gentle twist. We're going to bring the end of the bolster into the outer right thigh. Your hips are slightly behind the bolster. Your knees can be stacked, or the left knee in front of the right. Have one hand either side of the bolster and lay the front spine up the center of the bolster. So your belly button is in the center of the bolster. And we can kind of hug the bolster and just turn to face your knees. You can turn away if you prefer. We're not going to be here long, not like a full restorative posture, but this can be really a good counter for the spine after the back bending. A prone supported twist. It is a posture that is lovely to do for long periods of time as well. And so really breathe into your kidney area, the lower back, the part that's just been compressed in the two back bends or the three back, we've done a few back bends. So really opening that part of the body here with your breath. Relax the shoulders and the upper back. This should feel quite lovely in the upper back after the previous posture. It's kind of doing the opposite, shoulders dropping forward now. Spaciousness between the shoulder blades. Relax the belly, soften the belly into the bolster support. Have a sense of heaviness through the body. And then slowly pressing up, looking towards the bolster, bringing the hands back in, and just turn away from the bolster to come the other way, or whatever works for you, but end up with the bolster now against the left thigh, hips slightly behind the bolster probably. Do the same thing that you did on the other side with your legs, hands either side of the bolster. It's worth taking the time to align the navel in the center of the bolster and lay the spine up the center of the bolster. Otherwise we can feel a bit lopsided and we can't relax. Turn to look towards the knees if that's what you did last time, and again just soften and relax the upper back here, feeling like that spreading of the shoulder blades now away from each other as the shoulders drop forward, opposite of the heart opening. Softening the belly, breathing into the kidneys, the lower back. And then to come out, just pressing through the hands, facing the bolster, walking the hands back in. It's going to do a forward fold. So we're going to do the wide leg forward fold, and the option to use a bolster. Again, you can prop the end of the bolster up to make it easier to lay the front body on. If we're not so open in the hips and it's not at all accessible, then don't force it. Just lose the bolster and just have the hands and just drop the head. Okay, so but it's just if it's available for any of you, maybe with a modification of the block under the bolster, then we can just use it to again support the front body. So it becomes more of a restorative posture. So we're just really dropping into a restorative yoga last section of the class. So whether you're using a support or not, relax the back of the body, dropping the head. And if you've turned your head one way, turn it the other way. Slowing the breath down. Jaw relaxed, face relaxed. Belly relaxed, back relaxed. And slowly thinking of coming out, so just looking forward, walking the hands back in. And we're ready for Shavasana. So moving the block out the way, the bolster out the way, unless you want the bolster under the knees. Come to lie down, find and enjoy that neutral spine here. Arms slightly away from the side, palms up, feet up out to the side. And just let your body go into the support of the floor. Checking that central alignment. And it should feel delicious to have the spine supported now in its neutral, natural curves. After all the back bending, forward folding. Again, just observing the parts that might be gripping and just seeing if they are actually ready to release. Invitation, no pressure. And either way, sending them your loving awareness and acknowledgement. Calves relaxed, buttocks relaxed, thighs relaxed, pelvic floor relaxed, groin relaxed, groins relaxed, deep belly muscles relaxed. Arms, upper arms, lower arms, hands, fingers relaxed. And all of the back relaxing. Shoulders, neck, if you need to make a little final shuffling move to relax the back, then do so. Head heavy, face relaxed, gap between the teeth, broad, soft tongue, relaxed eyeballs in the sockets, skin of the face on the forehead and the temples relaxed, whole body relaxed. Whole body relaxed. And as always, if you wish to stay longer, especially after the restorative postures, you might feel the need for stillness for longer. Otherwise, if you're ready to close with me, just deepening the breath, gradually stretching out, returning to seated, doing what you need. And let's just seal today's class in with sound again. So we'll just do one Om this time. So just a single chant of Om, just to again seal it all in, feel that as a vibration in the body, just rebalancing everything. So just if you're joining in, take a deep breath in. Resting in the silence that follows for a moment. And then opening the eyes when you're ready, if they're closed. Thank you all for practicing. Namaste. See you soon.